All right, guys, I'm here. We're at the 13th pick in the first round. I tried trading up while there were some running backs I liked on the board, but they're all gone. That didn't work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just looking at who's remaining. I'm kind of doing my own little rankings. I don't usually like to follow fantasy football experts on who to draft and who not to. So I do my own kind of rankings, and I'm going to go over that with you right now while we're waiting for my second pick in the second round. So let's take a look. I kind of just did an Excel spreadsheet. I love using Excel. I love spreadsheets. I'm very visual. When I see things down on paper, I can make clearer choices and kind of really figure out where I like guys ranked. So based on the guys left on the board, this is kind of how I'm giving them a grade, and I'm just going to go over this with you quickly. So I do put stock in the draft capital. I know some experts, like fantasy guys, are like, oh yeah, no, draft capital, you can't use that. But why wouldn't you? Because when a team invests a good pick on a player, they're going to get more opportunities to succeed. They're going to be used more, and it gives you a vision into how this team sees this player. So to me, I do put interest into draft capital. I also then have I also score things on the importance of the position in fantasy football. Right? So running backs generally in a regular league is the most important position. Wide receivers probably second. To me, tight ends probably third, quarterbacks probably fourth, because I don't value quarterbacks a lot. I think they're easy to find in like a 16 team. Now, if you're doing super flex, it's completely different. That's why I love super flex, by the way. I do like that quarterbacks are the most important position. But I have tight ends above quarterbacks because if you have an elite tight end compared to like an average tight end, it's a big advantage every week when you're getting scores. So basically on the spreadsheet, I rate things 5 for the highest and then 1 for the lowest. So let's go over this. So I'm going to start draft capital. As you see here on the spreadsheet, column D, I kind of just went through these players and I'm grading where these players were drafted and kind of looking, okay, well, this is a valuable pick for this team in their eyes. So like Justin Fields, for example, Chicago traded up to get him. He gets 5, the highest score you could get for draft capital. Terrace Marshall, he was a late second round pick. All right, so it's not like he was a first round pick, but that's still important. I give him a 3. And go down. Zach Wilson, obviously second pick in the first round. I give him a 5. That's a huge pick. And then even running backs, I give a little bit, even late rounds, because a late round running back could still be used. So I give him something for that. But that's how I score draft capital. Then I go position importance, and that means, like I said earlier, that's the importance of the position in fantasy. So that I give them a score based on that. Then I do eye tests. I don't watch tape, we watch games. I don't do that. I'm not an expert. I don't have the time for that. But I do watch highlights, and then there's sometimes I watch college football and I watch the game and I kind of just notice players as I'm watching the game. But I don't go watch hours and hours of tapes. I do watch highlights. I do go view these players, and do they pop to my eye? Do I look at this player and be like, wow, he's got talent? For example, I was very big on Stephon Diggs. Coming out of college, he was going third round in most drafts, and I made sure I scooped him up pretty much every draft. And that was just because the eye test to me, I trusted what I saw in my eyes, and he turned out to be a stud player. So, and I've been wrong sometimes, but a lot of times I say trust your eyes. It's not the only factor, but put some stock into what you see when you watch a player on tape. And then I go to column G here, and NFL.com has they score the prospects. They do before the draft. They have scores for all the prospects, and I follow that every year. I actually find that very valuable. I get to see what players. I go back to previous years, see what they were scored, kind of understand how the NFL is kind of viewing these people. So you get a really good idea from that. So I do put value in that. And then finally, landing spot. Landing spot does matter. I mean, I actually like Justin Fields' landing spot better than I like Zach Wilson. Why? Because Chicago has a better team. They have a better team. And I really like Zach Wilson a lot. And I do like Justin Fields too. But it's a better situation currently. So I do put some stock into that. And what I did is just added up these scores, gave them a grade, and this is just kind of my grade. And, a lot of these guys have the same score. At that point, I will just pick based on my preference. And to me, this kind of philosophy has probably done me better than just following fantasy football rankings from other people who generally don't know football more than a lot of diehard fans. So just trust yourself, especially if you're a big football fan. Just go with your gut. I put more stock into what NFL teams think than what fantasy football rankings people think. And that's kind of how I do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to see once I pick here in the second round who falls to me. And I'm probably going to go with, the highest rated guy than the guy I prefer the most. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back shortly for my pick. All right, guys, I'm on the board. It's my turn to pick. I think I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth here. Basically, there's about 5 guys that have even scores on, so I'm going to go with the need here. I don't really need a wide receiver. I could use a quarterback for the future purposes. I really do like Zach Wilson. I just don't value quarterback as much as some of these other positions. And right now I need a tight end. I actually really like the upside with Pat Freiermuth. And I'm going to go Pat here. I think it's a smart pick. You never really know what a tight end, but I was thinking about taking Kyle Pitts. I didn't. I went running back, and right now this is working out good for me. I'm getting a tight end, so I'm hitting my 2 needs. I like the players I'm getting. It is just a coincidence they're both from Pittsburgh, but as you can see, it's my pick here. I still have several picks left, and yeah, man, I'm pretty excited about this pick, actually. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make it, and then we're going to call it a night. And I'll see you guys back for the 3rd round. All right. Thank you, and have a good night.